to astrobiology and why it is important, and then I'll be talking about my personal experiences as well. So why is it important to everyone? Let's start from that. One of the most important factors is that it helps us understand evolution better. And currently, we're looking, as Subriji said, for biosignatures in outer space, and these include fossils or any other chemicals that are residues of living organisms. If we do find signs of life or water in space, this will help us gauge how Earth is going to evolve going into the future, and we can better adapt to it. Another reason space studies are crucial is because a lot of equipment we use on a daily basis is an extension of the equipment that was invented for space missions. Some examples include artificial limbs, insulin pumps, CAT scans, baby formula, and firefighting equipment, but of course, it's not limited to these. The challenging conditions presented for space missions has forced us to be more creative and gave a boost to our daily lives as well. And last but not least, we should be excited about astrobiology because the space travel age is observing novel improvements and space tourism might be available to the general public. Therefore, it is a field that concerns all of us. So a little bit about my personal experience. It actually started ideologically. I just do not think that we could be alone in this universe, and there has to be other life forms in space that are either similar to or very different from organisms on Earth. And also, I have another connection to space, and that is the Salda Lake that in Turkey, and I'm Turkish as well. And recently, the structure of Salda Lake was compared to formations on the surface of Mars. The microorganisms on Salda Lake use sediments and minerals in the water to form rocks. And if similar rocks are found on Mars, that is an indication that there was once water on the surface of Mars as well. This is very exciting to me. I don't know if it's because I'm a biologist, but this is quite literally a new age, and I couldn't be happier to be living during this time, to be honest. I'm also very excited about the way inventions for space translate to our daily lives. It can help us find new treatments and drugs for certain diseases that we cannot push through and find a new drug for on Earth itself. And of course, there's also the fact that it is a challenging field, and I love a good challenge. And what is important to look for and is very challenging for space studies is habitability. We have to understand what makes our bodies and Earth habitable, and we can use that to make other planets habitable too. So understanding space will help us discover habitability factors. If we do find life forms in space like microorganisms, we can study the disappearance of factors that cause these microorganisms to go extinct and hence shape the evolution of these microbes on Earth to prevent it from happening here. So far, since 2015, astronauts left microbes in space in a box that is exposed to radiation and other extreme conditions, and they have adapted and continued to survive. So this is actually great news, which means even if we cannot find life in space in the near future, and I believe that eventually we will, we know that at least we can adapt some species to space, and they can use resources on Mars to provide oxygen and nutrition for us. And there are actually studies going on in Bremen University in Germany to study how we can adapt microbes for outer space to give us nutrition. And why I find microbes especially very important and I'm very excited about them. It's because they are everywhere and they are symbionts, so we cannot live without them. And there are 55 different microbes found on the space station, and it's expected because we cannot live without microbes, obviously. But the European Space Agency has also found that these microbes that were within the International Space Station have not evolved to be more harmful to humans or more resistant to antibiotics. However, the effect of different conditions in space, like extreme exposure to radiation and change in diets, can cause disorders in humans, and this was what my project was based on. These disorders can be direct or indirect, like the gut microbiome affecting neural health or the the microbiome of the space station affecting the skin health of astronauts. So I will be delving more into gut